profile. I think it's on my profile. I'm going to share it to my page in just a second. Go and share it on your timeline if there's people who you think may be watching who you may want to attract to the group or attract to your organization. Feel free to do that so more people can get their eyes on it. So that will be live on Facebook. It's on my profile, but I'll share it to my page in just 1 second.
What time? What time, Louis?
Say that again?
What time?
Oh, no, we're live right now. It's live.
Oh, we are. Okay.
It's live on Facebook right now. So let me just start off by telling you guys that today is President's Day, and we all want to make reasons. We all want to make excuses, and I'm no exception. When I got up this morning, I was tired, and I thought to myself, "Oh, today's President's Day." You know, nobody would get angry at me if I canceled the meeting today, because you know what? Maybe I want to work on something else. I don't feel like doing the meeting today. But then I thought to myself, you know what? That would be the easy thing to do. And what kind of example would I be setting if anytime there's a makeshift holiday, you know, we take the day off? So I know you guys have family home today. You might have your kids home today. You may be off from your other job today, but it's no reason for you to take the day off. You know, that's what Sundays are for. That's what weekends are for. Today is a day to go after it, guys, and get it and work on things that you haven't been working on because you've been too busy, or you know the phone doesn't stop ringing. Well, today the phone may ring just a little bit less. You know, today might have a couple of minutes to yourself, a couple of hours to yourself. So take advantage of today. So I did not want to cancel it. After a few minutes of being up, I told myself that I would be ashamed of myself if I did that. And what I would accomplish in an hour is probably nothing compared to what we can accomplish together on this call. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start our meeting today. Who had some wins over the weekend? Anyone have any stories they want to share with us? Anything good happening?
I did.
Nice. Tell us about it, Belinda.
Me too.
Me and my open house drop-bys. Well, I placed a card maybe 3 months ago down, and the agent, a Keller Williams agent, called yesterday while I was driving and said, I've been getting so much push about EXP, but I remember I had your card and I decided to come and work with you.
Nice.
I never met her. Never met her. And so we're onboarding today.
Look at that. Is she on the call today?
No, she's not on the call yet today.
Okay.
She's cleaning up her work, and I will make sure I get her in on a call. And you know, just time. Just be out there, drop your cards down. You don't know who your picture will influence.
You never know. You just never know. That's great. Anyone else want to share? I think Alejandro said he had something. What do you got, bud?
Well, one of my team members, I gave him to work with a buyer, showing a couple properties, and we sent them an offer. So I'm pretty excited for him, and I want him to start closing deals and get motivated. So that's a win to me, because I'm kind of busy doing renovations and stuff. So I just kind of just giving the buyers to my team member.
Nice, man.
And that awesome.
Okay. Harry had a big win this week. I don't know if he wants to share.
Go ahead, Lou. I'm having breakfast with my 4-year-old and Liz.
All right, I'll share for you, bro. Harry had me on a call last week with a broker out of St. Louis. So guys, there are no boundaries, there are no limitations to who you can work with and who you can attract. And you know, just something like that, getting out of your comfort zone. And Harry admitted to me, you know, obviously that, you know, we all get into our moments, we get into our ruts where we feel, you know what, these people never listen, or you know what, I'm wasting my time. And then he's like, you know what, I'm not that busy right now. I got some time. Let me make some calls, or let me just reach out to some people. And he did, just a few people. And he had someone very interested that has, I think, 10 people in their brokerage. And that would be a nice addition. Not only that, but he's reaching out of his normal area. You know, it's one thing to try someone you've known for 20 years. There's another thing to try someone you've only met through social media, and you've got their full confidence, you know, when you meet them on Zoom, or when you meet them for the first time. So nice to be making partnerships in other parts of the country. So congratulations on that, Harry. Awesome job, brother. Anyone else want to share your story? I'm sorry, Harry, what were you saying?
I just said thanks, brother. I think it's easier to talk to people that you don't know. Like for some reason in our area, I'm like, I don't want to say turned off or done, but like it's easier to talk to people that don't know you. Like especially if they're a little open-minded, they can hear everything. So I'm targeting people out in New Jersey for the most part, and then I'll still do my thing, but that's been my experience so far.
Good for you, brother. That's awesome. Anyone else?
Good morning, guys. Ivania here.
Hey, Vanya.
My son weird. I think I'm coming down with a cold, but I've been doing the same thing like Alejandro and delegating some of my clients to my teammates, and we also got an offer accepted, and we actually are very happy. Angela, she's not on this call, but we've been looking with this client for a long time, and we finally got accepted even from an offer that we had sent like 3 months ago. As a backup offer, we were already losing hope on this client. So stay faithful, guys, because you never know what's going to happen. We were not expecting to get that call.
Absolutely. All those things happen. And one thing I'll tell you right now, guys, is that even though people are winning bids, very rarely, it's the craziest thing that I think you'll ever encounter. It's so hard to get someone to get an offer accepted right now. And a lot of people, when they get their offer accepted, they cancel the deal right afterwards. I don't know if that's happened to any of you guys, but it's just like, it almost brings me to my knees. It's like, it's sickening almost. They don't understand how much work right now is needed to get an offer accepted. And you're getting people actually canceling transactions for no good reason. This just happened to me recently. We had a lady, her offer accepted. And the minute we got it accepted, I try to contact her, and then she says she wants to back out for tax reasons. And I'm like, thinking to myself, do you understand? You just got an offer accepted in Naples, Florida, on like a condo from 15 minutes from the beach, or like no one gets this accepted. And no, it's crazy. It's beyond me. So I know you guys are experiencing the same thing, and you're probably getting frustrated. But I will tell you guys, I will tell you this much from my experience, from 20 years almost in this business, that it almost gets unbearably bad before it gets unbelievably good. Okay. So if you guys are getting to that point where it feels like, oh my God, what else could possibly go wrong? Like I had that kind of a week last week where like, okay, God, now you're really testing me. You're testing me not only, with business, you're testing me mentally, personally, everything. And before it can get any better, it literally has to get to the brink of like breaking. So don't worry, guys, everything is going to be, and if you guys are doing great, I mean, listen, don't let me bring you down. If your mojo is great and you guys are doing amazing, your energy is up, keep it up, guys. That's a very good thing. So there's a reason why I wanted to kind of start, and I'm going to start all the meetings like that now with inspirational video while you guys pack in. Number one, because obviously it's more entertaining to hear something while we're waiting for everyone to jump on the call. And number two, we really have to remember what these meetings are. These meetings are masterminds. These are really meant to kind of juice us up for the entire week. We rarely get an opportunity to just stop and breathe and think, about what we're going to do next. A lot of times it's always hustle, hustle, hustle. And the more we do, the more we put on a plate, the better. And sometimes we don't just take an opportunity to just listen and just relax, or maybe just breathe, or take some time to just meditate and just be in our own mind for a moment. One of the themes that my pastor has been talking about at church recently has been the waiting room. And this weekend, he spoke about, I think it was already the third iteration of the topic, about how important it is sometimes to just be patient and wait and just let things happen and let things be. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with being proactive, but the message is basically this. There is a lot of power in patience. There's a lot of power in waiting. And the reason I say that is because I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes we think that it's not happening fast enough. It's not happening how I planned it or how I wanted it. So let me change the formula. Let me add something completely off topic or out of the direction that I'm heading, because maybe it's me, or maybe I'm not meant for this. How many times have we gotten in our own head and said, maybe real estate isn't for me? I've had conversations with some people on this call who are huge producers, who have doubted themselves. And now you guys look up to them like, wow, how do they do that? And, everybody, myself included, everybody goes through those moments where like, all right, how bad can it possibly get? And I must be doing something wrong. But sometimes the formula is just waiting. Like if you're going to make a cake or if you're going to prepare a dish, part of that equation, part of that formula or that recipe is the time that you cook it for. If you don't cook it long enough and you take it out of the oven and you try to eat, something half cooked or half raw, you're going to get sick. At the very worst, you're probably just going to have a bellyache. At the very worst, you could die. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that we have all the proper aspects of a winning formula. And some of that might be just being patient. Now, if you know that you were called to this and you were called to this business or whatever business you're trying to build, if you know you were called to this, then stay the path. And I know for some of you guys, it's easier said than actually done. Maybe money's getting, dry, or maybe sometimes it does get pretty scary at the end of the month. Guys, just be faithful, because there will never be enough. Even though we may feel sometimes like there's no end in sight, or there's nothing that's going to help. If you continue waking up every day and doing the same thing that you're passionate about every day, obsessively, and be patient, then it will work. It will work for you eventually, because you're not the first person. It's happened over millennia. Whenever you focus your attention on something enough, that thing will happen. So that's kind of the topic of today's meeting. I'm going to talk to you guys today, like, how can we set our day? What can we actually do to make sure that if we're going to do this, we do it most efficiently and we do it correctly? So one of the lessons that I used to teach the agents, every single agent that I used to attract to the company back in Scotch Plains, was I sat with the agent and we did a million, basically like your schedule, like your calendar. If you couldn't even make time to meet with me to work on your calendar, then that already showed me that you were not going to make it. So today I'm going to share with you what we used to do, or what I still recommend everyone who actually listens, about what you should be doing throughout your day. It's not rocket science. Some people are like, oh my God, how did this person, or how did you become so successful? It's no mystery. It's no secret. We can literally shout it from the rooftops, and then people will still go out there and pay thousands of dollars to listen to someone talk, to try to figure out that secret formula that, maybe how can I do this overnight? There is no overnight. The only thing that happens overnight is your decision has to happen overnight. Everything else has to happen when it happens. But I'm going to show you right now some of the things that you should be focusing your attention on in order for you to maximize the potential of winning and getting there quicker. So let's go ahead and first I want to share my screen with you guys. Let me see if I can put this here. I think we got some questions or chats too. All right. So Facebook, Belinda, Facebook's telling you that the content is not available right now?
Yeah,
Why is that? That's
I
strange.
don't know.
Is that on my profile or is that on my actual page? Because I think there's some people watching on the profile.
On
The one
your
that's-
profile, Louis Levia.
Are you
But
really?
you didn't post it on Culture.
I didn't
tried.
find it either.
Yeah, you
Right now,
didn't post it on Culture.
right now it shows like it's live on Facebook.
Yeah, but it's like it's locked. It says you only shared it with a small group of people.
Oh, really? Oh, let me
Yeah.
see if there's That's very strange. See if I can make. Who can comment, edit, turn on notifications, turn on edit audience. Public. Okay, that's public. Okay. You know what? I shared it twice, and that's the problem, by accident. So let me just cancel this one. Okay, yeah, so there should be one on my profile right now. And that one is open to the public. I try to share it on my profile, on my page, but for some reason it's, I copied the link and posted it and pasted it in the other one, and it didn't work. So I'll figure out a way to share this better next week. But let's go ahead and get started with the information I want to share with you guys. So first things first, I want to we'll watch this video real quick, and I'll stop it along the way so you guys can see, and I'll explain more in detail. Hey, thank you for joining Culture Estate. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to get your calendar to the point where you're the most productive agent possible. So there's a few activities that I'm gonna show you. I still had hair back then. That was before you guys started driving me crazy. Look at that. Show you today that you're gonna have to put into your calendar. So as a new agent here, you're gonna have a calendar with Gmail, which you're probably very familiar with. So what you're gonna do is once you activate your new email, you're gonna go to your calendar and you're gonna start inputting these events. Now these events, you're gonna have to go in and make sure that they repeat on a weekly basis. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in so I can teach you guys how to get your calendar ready so you could be a top producer. So first things first, on your calendar, you're gonna start with Mondays. Your calendar is automatically gonna have mastermind meetings on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock already inputted. So you guys won't even have to worry about this. So every Monday morning we have our training. Hopefully you're here. If you're not here, you could always watch on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, or you can watch on Instagram. So this is gonna be good. And if you can't catch them live, you could always see the recordings later on our website. So jumping right in, Mastermind Mondays between 9 and 12, your time is already accounted for. After that, you're gonna have an event that says Sphere of Influence calls. Now, if you open up Sphere of Influence calls, what this is you're gonna be calling people that are in your phone book. Now, when I was an agent and I was low on business, I would pick up my phone and go through the Rolodex on my phone and go through A to Z, if anyone still calls it a Rolodex. But I would call every person, even if I didn't know who the person was, I would call them and just start a conversation with them and say, hey, I have your information in my phone. I just wanted to organize myself. Excuse me for calling you and asking you how we know each other, but it would mean a lot to me if you could just explain to me, why we know each other. That person might say, we met at, at the party with John last year, or was at the barbecue or the barbershop. So you're, all right, so let me stop with that real quick and just kind of chime in and tell you guys that I hear a lot of excuses from people that say, I don't have the money to buy leads. Like I don't have the money to invest in leads right now. Well, you don't need money for leads. Like that's just a myth. And a lot of times people complain even when they do get leads. Like for instance, if we give out leads to people or people pay for leads, I hear the very most common complaint is these leads are horrible. They always blame the leads. They never blame themselves. It's always the leads. So if you're going to complain about leads anyway, why not start with free leads, right? That's what I always say. With prospecting and reaching out to people, it could be people that you've known forever. It could be people that are simply in your phone that you're like, who is this person? I guarantee you guys right now, if you open your phone and you go to your contacts, inside your contacts, you're going to find out that there are people in there that you have no clue of who they are. And that is such a golden opportunity. That is the biggest opportunity that you have in your entire phone book, not your cousin Jane. It's going to be the people you don't know. Why is that? Because at one point you had enough confidence in that relationship that you had their phone number in your phone. Now, what does that conversation sound like? I'm going to explain to you guys right now exactly what the conversation sounds like. Ivani, are you free to kind of jump on a call with me real quick so I can role play that with them?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. I'm going to make pretend I'm calling you, Ivani. Your number's in my phone. I have no idea who you are. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Ivania.
Yes, who's this?
Hey, Ivani, how you doing? This is Louis Leyva. I'm so sorry for bothering you. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. I'm just reaching out because I noticed that I have your phone number in my contacts, and I can't recall where we know each other from. And I'm in the middle of some reorganization, so I just want to make sure that I have all my contacts up to date. My name is Louis. I'm a real estate agent. I'm not sure if that rings a bell.
No, but the name makes it reminds me. I know Louis. I can't remember exactly from where.
Okay. Well, where do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Maybe that'll refresh my memory.
I have this in my college class. Maybe from there.
Oh my God, you went to Montclair State?
Yeah, I did. And
Oh, now I remember where I know you from. I think it was in math or whatever. I don't know what kids take in college, but but I think, yeah, weren't you in that math class? That's where I know you from. You let me borrow your study notes.
oh my God, yeah, with that crazy teacher.
Yeah, that crazy teacher. Absolutely. Oh my God, how you been?
Good, Louis. And you? What are you up to?
Oh my God, you wouldn't even believe me if I tell you. Can you believe I spent $100,000 on a college education and I'm selling real estate?
I can. I'm still trying to find a job with this college education.
I know, I know. It seems like I could have just bypassed the whole 4-year thing and went straight into real estate. It probably would have been better by now. At least I wouldn't have $100,000 in student loans. That's for sure. Oh, wow. Well, listen, what are you up to? I'd be interested in hearing about you.
But just, working here and there and taking care of my kids.
Really? Okay. You have kids. How many kids do you have?
3 kids.
3 kids. Okay. Awesome. Boy, girl, boy. What do you have?
Oh, girls.
All girls? All
Yes,
girls? Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, man. That's crazy. How old are they now?
Now 18, 14, and 12.
Oh my God. All right, good. Well, at least you got a babysitter. You got a built-in babysitter.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, listen, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak with you today and update my information. But before I let you go, would you mind if I took down your most recent email address and even possibly your birthday? I'd love to send you a birthday card once a year if you don't mind.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yes, definitely. I can text that to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. One last thing. I just want to let you know that since I am in real estate, if you know anyone who's looking to buy or sell a property, it would mean a lot to me if you just passed on my information.
Oh, actually, that's very crazy that you call me at this time, because I was looking into maybe buying a home because I'm paying a lot of money for rent.
Get out of here. That's crazy. Seriously? Where do you rent right now?
Oh, I'm renting in Nutley, New Jersey.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean, all the New Yorkers are coming and invading your town. And
Yeah, imagine the rent.
yeah, it's getting nuts. Well, yeah, I'd love to help you. Consider it done. Would you like me to send you some options as far as like what's available and maybe get you pre-qualified?
Yeah, that would be great. And perhaps we can meet so that since I know you from the past, a little bit of confidence and that you can maybe help me.
That sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Okay, good. Thank you. So I'll be in touch. All right, let me get to work. I'll send you some stuff and I'll get someone to contact you so we can get you pre-approved to see how much exactly you would be paying for your mortgage. Is that all good?
Yes, thank you, Louis.
No, thank you. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you guys see how much easier that is with somebody who you have like a little bit of a relationship with, but it's not your cousin Jane who like secretly like, doesn't like you because, you're more successful than her or something, whatever it is. So it could be very easy. Like you guys have so many opportunities right underneath your noses, and there's nothing worse than seeing these people. You're scrolling through social media and you see them putting up a sign saying, "We just closed." Oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God, I know this person from college. So don't let that happen, guys. Don't let that happen again. Like if it happens again, it's shame on you because you've been warned. So what do you guys think? Is that something you can all do?
And if I can add, it does work. Last year I actually did it maybe for a month when I was doing Micah's monthly training, and I kid you guys not, I was on text message 150, and I don't know if you guys have I don't know, I save everybody's number, but I was still on B, and I'm still on B. I never went back to doing that because I got caught up doing something else, but I got like 5 people that were going to get pre-qualified, and at the moment they were not ready, with COVID and losing jobs and stuff, but I can't wait to hear from them this year.
Yeah,
I was surprised how many people I had on A.
true story. I've never made it to Z either.
Can I add?
Please do.
Yes. It's amazing that you're talking about this particular subject, because this is what I've been doing. Like I've been training my team on, time blocking with the Google Calendar. And what I've noticed with me since I've been working my KV core, it's a game changer. Like I used to hear the Icons agents talk about it. And then I used to always hear people talk about it, but I never utilize it the way that I'm utilizing it now. And, it allowed me to reach out to my sphere. I call 25 people a day. And I'm glad you gave that example, because sometimes when I don't know them, mine is a little different, but I like the way, some of the things you said. But yes, utilizing that KV core, putting everything like that is our business. I wake up to it. I add my tasks, my notes, who to follow up with. I write our conversation, because a lot of times we are writing on notes and we double dipping when we can just write our notes inside of KV core, so we have to utilize that to the max. And I believe we all will hit our goals. Like yesterday in church, Pastor talked about, and I was just saying this scripture to someone about the lady with the oil. Whatever you have is in your house, is in your hand. And he basically confirmed all that yesterday, where I really had an aha moment. Like all this time since I started with EXP, I kept saying, I'm going to work KV Core. I'm going to work KV Core, but never took the time to do it. Now that I've been doing it, I had so many great conversations, so many great leads, and I just really see myself. I know without a doubt in my mind, I'm going to do 35 transactions this year because it's just no way I can't. I just wanted to add that.
Oh my God, yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for that. That's good. Anyone else want to give a perspective on what we just spoke about? If not, we'll move on to the next kind of important topic. That was great, Tammy. Thank you.
Yeah, for those of you who find KV Core a little bit, because I know it's very technical and it scares a lot of people. I usually was doing a Google sheet before KV Core, and you can make comments on it like a spreadsheet, and it saves you so much time too. KV Core automates it, takes it a step, but if you guys find it too intimidating, don't let that intimidate you. You can always use like a spreadsheet, and your notes are saved there.
Absolutely. Good. Anyone?
Guys, I'm new.
Taylor.
So, hey, how are you? Good morning. So KV Core, when will I actually be able to get on KV Core? I'm still in the 2 weeks and onboarding, so.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how KV Core actually works. I
Yeah.
know you mentioned.
So for you to activate your KV Core, you have to go into your EXP Enterprise backend system, and
Yeah.
you have to click on the thing that says request KV Core.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, okay, then you did. If you did, then just keep an eye on your emails, and
Okay.
if you didn't get it within, I would say 3 days, then you can send in a request to support, and then they'll make sure that you get activated. But usually that's the biggest complaint that I get from people is like, how can I get access to KV Core? But KV Core is not an automatic. It's not automatically turned on for you. You have to request it, and once you do, it's about a 3-day period. And once you're in, and then once you got it, it's going to be the same password for all of the other systems. So you might have it already. Go ahead and check it out. Go to KV Core and try to log in with your EXP email and then your password that you set up for everything else.
Okay. Yeah, and if I would love to have a copy of that video you were at Culture.
The video I'm showing right now. I'll post it in the chat right now in a second.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
No worries, of course. Yeah.
And congratulations, Tam.
Yeah, Tammy, you're a beast. Let me see if I can.
Thank you. I feel like this is my first full year. Like I was sidetracked last year with my son, my sister's death. I feel like this is my year.
Yeah, we should have that mindset every morning we get up. This is my day. This is if we break it down into that, because sometimes people are like, oh, this is going to be my year, and it sounds overwhelming because like, oh my God, all the things I have to do in this year that I want to accomplish. Small goals, little things every day, maybe just getting up an hour earlier, or just maybe working out today, or maybe just calling people that you haven't reached out to in a long time that you should be. It could just start with little wins like that, and it'll just completely change the trajectory that you guys are currently on. All right, good. All right, let me continue with the video now, guys. Let me see if I can share. Then you would say, oh, that's great. Well, listen, since we're acquaintances, I don't have your email in my phone book. Could I possibly bother you for that so I can send you my information as well? Sure. Once you get their information, then you can send them all your information. That way they can refer you to other people. And you can add them to also a drip campaign, which we'll get into later. Now, before you let them get off the phone, you also want to ask them, would you be willing to refer me any friends or family that you think might be interested in buying or selling? Or are you interested in buying or selling? So it's always an opportunity to get business from people you possibly know through your sphere, or people that you might know directly. Now, sometimes you're going to run into the occasional person that you do know well, and always keep in mind to keep those conversations short. Next, you want to call also clients that you're presently working with and have a conversation with them, because a lot of times when people have clients, they forget to call them just to check in from time to time. Now, when you're checking in with them, don't forget to ask for number one, a review, because a lot of clients don't have the time to review you after you sell them a house. So when there's nothing going on during the transaction and they're very happy with your performance, ask them for that review. You can also ask them at this point for a referral, because they know other people who might be interested in buying or selling. So let them know, hey, listen, when this transaction is over, I'm going to be out of a job. So do you have anybody that you could refer to me? So sometimes they may refer you, and then you guys can go ahead and work on something together. Okay, how many people here call their present clients and try to get more business from them while they're presently working with them? Think about that for a second. How many people call their present clients right now? You might be working with 5 or 6 clients. You guys might be house hunting. You guys might have already found a house. You guys might be working with a seller, and you guys may have, well, if you have a seller, 9 times out of 10, it's probably under contract. And how many times do we forget that they are a referral source? How does that referral conversation go with a client that you presently have? How does it go? Very simple, very simple. It's very easy. Let me see if I can get Genius. Are you able to jump on a call with me? I hope he can, because he's a master. Genius, can you hear me, bud? If not, I'm gonna have to let you go, bud.
I'm sorry, you said Genius? I thought you said Gina. My bad.
Oh no, Genius, man, you're a master. Oh, Gina's a master too, but Genius, please. Guys,
Hey, what's up?
you guys want to hear somebody with the gift of gab, or he's truly gifted in many ways, I'm sure. But go ahead, Genius. I'm your seller. You're selling my house. Get some more leads out of me. How would that conversation go?
Well, first off, you usually wait until you fix a problem. So
Yes.
the way it would go is Miss Leva. Hey, ring, ring, ring. Good morning, Mr. Leva. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. John, I can't thank you enough, brother. Thank you so much. I know that it was a problem with that leaky pipe that we just had, and this house almost flooded out. I appreciate you getting on top of that so quickly as you did.
Of course, man. Of course. Listen, this is what I got to earn my nickname. So now this is one thing I would like to ask you. I mean, you see my superpowers, right? It's real difficult to, keep a reputation with a name like that. You know anybody else I could help this way?
Oh, you know what? I haven't even thought about that, man. But yeah, I'm sure that I know a few people that are looking to buy and sell, especially at work, because the guys I'm at work with, a lot of them keep complaining how much they're paying in rent. So yeah, I mean, listen, give me some of your business cards next time you're here, and I'll hand them out. I will be glad to hand them out at my job.
Well, you know what? I'll do one even better. You say it's a few people at your job that's complaining about some things.
Yeah.
You think they would mind allowing me to buy them lunch?
Oh, I'm sure they would love that. These are the cheapest guys you'll ever want to meet.
So listen, you get a date and a place, talk to your guys, lunch is on me, and we'll chop it up.
Okay, absolutely, man. No, thank you so much, brother. You know what? Whenever I think you just can't get any better, man, you just keep surprising me. And thank you so much for that.
Hey, like I say, man, I got to keep the reputation.
All right, brother. Well, God bless. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.
All right, good. You got to see how easy that could be. He just solved the problem for me. And through the opportunity of solving that problem, he's now looking for more business for himself. How much money did the genius just spend right now? How much money did he spend on Zillow? How much money did he spend on Google? How many excuses did he make? None. But he's going to spend $100 on a bunch of subs or wraps. He's going to bring them to my job. And every one of those people in there is not going to look at him like, oh, who is this guy? No. You guys have no idea who this genius guy is. He just literally saved my house from getting flooded out. He was in the house while it was empty, and he caught a leaky pipe, called the plumber, got it resolved before he even contacted me. And he paid for it out of his own pocket. What a guy. What a guy. And that's what you have to do, guys, is if you feel like you had an opportunity where you made a big move and you did something very important for the client, hey, you're not asking them for money. You're not asking them for literally reach in your pocket or, give me your firstborn. You're literally asking them for, hey, one hand washes another. If I can help you, great. If you can help me, great. A great relationship for us to keep. And don't ever let that relationship end when the transaction ends. That's for sure, because that's the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys in this video. Let's see, go back to sharing screen. Next thing you need to do, call all your closed clients as well and ask them if they have any referrals for you. You may want to call them from time to time and just say to them, hey, how are things going? I was just wondering if everything's good with the house, and just wanted to check in and see if everything was good with you and your family. While you have them on the phone, don't forget to ask them, do you have any friends or family that are looking to buy or sell? Okay, so that's your sphere of influence calls, and that's done once a week, preferably on Mondays or maybe on Saturdays, but you only have to do them once a week. It doesn't have to be every single day. Okay, so we got that done. Next event we have now is marketing. So with marketing, this is going to happen every day, and I'm going to show you how this is going to be done. So marketing is very important. You have some events here that you're going to see that are going to be very important for your success. So first of all, social media content. That's going to be one of the biggest things you're going to be able to do as a real estate agent. So don't be scared to put out YouTube videos, Facebook videos, Instagram videos, everything. So this is not meant for you to exactly have to do them at this moment in time, but as a constant reminder, you should be always putting out content. Anyone who's successful puts out at least 1 to 3 posts every day. And sometimes you can even share them from one platform to the other. So please get in the habit of doing that. Now, instead of just recycling other people's posts, get in front of a camera and get uncomfortable and start just recording stuff that you might find interesting. So if you read a great article, talk to the camera and say, hey, listen, this is what I found out today about the new tax legislation that's going on, or this is what's going on with new buyer programs. Anything you find is interesting. Now, if you see a new house and it's on the market and you go look at it, record it with your phone. That's also going to put out good content for people to one day want to tune into and just start following you. The key to this is having people associate you with real estate. At first, they're going to doubt you, but then after a while, they're going to accept the fact that you're a real estate agent. Now, your web presence. All right, let's stop with that for a second. A lot of us have become masters at making excuses of why we can't do this, and myself included. When I first created Culture's brand, I knew that I was going to be up against a lot. You know, Joelle, myself, and 3 other real estate agents. How much of an impact were we going to make? You know, come on, guys. Like, it was us against like the behemoths. But we knew that we had one thing on our side, which was I was literally obsessed with media, and I was starting to kind of figure out social media. I wasn't really good at it. I was just like, okay, well, I've posted a couple of times on Facebook, and I can't believe that people I haven't talked to in years are reaching out to me. So I saw the potential, and I was a late adopter to Facebook and Instagram. I'm a very private person, but I knew that when I had to make Culture work, I had to eliminate excuses. And because I had excuses, I'm like, I'm very private. I don't want people knowing this stuff. If you don't want people knowing that you're in real estate, then you're in the wrong business. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. So all the excuses that you can make about, I don't look good on camera, I stutter on camera. Guys, look at this video that I'm showing you right now. I'm not even looking at the camera. That's how bad I'm looking at a video from a few years ago where I thought I was good back then. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, God, I was horrible. So you always will get better. Your first video will be your worst video. So don't worry about that. Your first picture, whatever it is that you're taking, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, how you start, guys. It does not matter. No one's going to judge you on how you started. No one looks at at Michael Jordan and be like, oh my God, can you believe how bad that guy was when he first started? Oh my God, what a clown. No, no one says that. People only look at successful people on what they've done recently. Nobody cares about what you did in the beginning. I was a complete failure at everything I started with in the beginning. We constantly have to remind ourselves that it's okay to not be the best. And it's okay for us not to measure our success against someone else's success, because number one, it's toxic. And number two, you're literally going to count yourself out by doing that. The only measurements we should be taking is the incremental improvements that we make on our own, on ourselves. We were better than last time. We review our videos and we say, okay, well, that was good. And well, people seem to like that. Let me make more of this. And you know what? I didn't look as bad as I thought I was. Oh my God, people are going to think I'm so ugly or so fat or so skinny or so pale or so dark. And then you get a couple of calls from people and say, hey, I really love what you're doing. Oh, you do? And then you go to a function, you go to a networking event, and someone says to you, hey, you know what? You really inspired me the other day with that video. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you were following me. Like, that's amazing. And then you start getting this more and more. Before you know it, you're building an empire. Right? But you can't build an empire by keeping it a secret. All right. So getting yourself out there on social media, guys, is not only important, it is literally the foundation. And if you can't start with the foundation, then you're putting yourself behind big time. I don't know if Harry's still on this call, But I always use Harry as a great example for this because Harry is not, he's not scared. I don't think he's on the call right now. He's not scared to tell you everything he's doing, even though, you know, guys, it's not easy for him either. And I'll tell you why, because as you do progress in this, you're going to see that some people might leave you negative comments, and that's okay. We need those people. And again, other people are not, but you also it starts to dig in your head where you say, well, I make all this content and nobody comments, because in the beginning, people root for an underdog. But when you start to do really well and you start being consistent and you start showing positivity and wins that you're having, and it's okay to share losses too, believe me, that's even better. And you start to show these things are happening in your life. And sometimes you see nobody's commenting, nobody's liking, nobody's sharing, nobody's doing any of the things that you normally would have expected them to do. And then you start to get in your own head. Now, I'm telling you right now, it does not mean that you're not making an impact on people's lives. It does not mean that no one's watching, and it does not mean that no one likes it. Okay, so before you fail, start with that in mind, that there are going to be days like this, because it goes through in cycles. In the beginning, you get euphoria. Then later on, you kind of start to get in your own head, and eventually you talk yourself out of it. So let's make sure that we don't talk ourselves out of it ever. And then afterwards, you start to reach new people. And then before you know it, you've cracked the code, and you've broken out of what your life used to look like. Okay, so I say this, guys, not only to be preaching to you and telling you guys, how it is, but I need to hear it too, because I get in my own head as well. And that's one of the things I just mentioned is it's okay to share failures too. It's okay. You don't always have to be this, oh my God, their life is so perfect. It's okay to go on there and say, guys, today I had a horrible day. And this happened to me because I wasn't paying attention, and now I got to deal with it. And like I said earlier on this call, like I had a terrible week last week. It was really bad. One thing after the other. But what things went right? I didn't get into a car accident. I got to spend time with my children. I got to exercise. I got to be in warm weather. I got to see people I haven't seen. Like there's so many good things that happen, but sometimes, well, not sometimes, but a lot of times, we only focus on those 1 or 2 or 3 things that are happening that are bad. Okay, so that's one thing that I think we all need to learn from. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit in a different direction, but yeah, guys, share your life as much as you feel comfortable sharing. Definitely share your business life. You don't have to share your personal life if you don't want to, but business life, if you're in business, share it. All right. Next thing. Let's go ahead and share. And let me share my screen. We'll continue. Presence is basically getting all your profiles complete, such as Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, LinkedIn, etc. There's a lot of places that you can get free profiles. And this is important because what this is going to do is going to build a lot of search engine optimization for you. So now when people Google you, they're not going to show up the stuff that you did a few years ago. It'll show up now as you being a real estate agent. So take advantage of these profiles. They're free and they're very, very good for search engine optimization, like I mentioned. Next thing you want to do is you want to start posting on Facebook, on Craigslist, on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, on Let Go. The reason why you want to do this is because these are free platforms in which you can post ads, and you will definitely get your phone ringing. Now, this is not definitely a silver bullet that's going to do it all for you. You are going to get a lot of junk leads, but you'll also get some good leads from here. So if you do this consistently every day, I know realtors that make their living off of just posting to Craigslist. You could definitely do well with this as another method. Now, if you're a little bit more traditional and you want to start doing flyers to get business that way, you may want to pick a mail carrier route around the location where you want to work or around your home and just start sending flyers to that area. The reason why is because you want to send them consistently every month. So once a month, the flyers will go out, hit the same people month over month over month. And don't just send a flyer out with your picture on it. Send a flyer out that's going to have some important information for your clients, such as, what are homes selling for, or some tips on, something that's going on within the real estate community, some way to maybe sell their house quicker, or interest rates climbing, something that's going to catch their attention. Another thing you can do is work on sending email and text messaging blasts during this time. Now, this is good because, if you start to compile a list of people that you want to work with, such as everyone in your phone book, you could download that to a spreadsheet. If we can do that, then we can send an email or text message blast to them. So this is something you may want to do during that time. For more information on that, please ask me at a later date. I'll get into that separately. All right, let me stop there for a second and just go over a couple of the things that I just mentioned in that video. So Craigslist, Facebook, Marketplace, Let Go, and I think I've been out of production so long that I want to share with you guys some of the newer stuff that's out there. I think Patricia, if I'm not mistaken, you first told me about this. I think there's a thing called city leads or something like that, or you can get for free, but your broker has to approve you, or they have to be on it or something. Can you refresh my memory what it's called? If Patricia's still here, or if anyone knows, can you guys
Not Opcity.
Opcity, there you go, Opcity. So can you explain to us what Opcity is? And I think you had mentioned it's free, but you just have to do something or have an account, or can you explain that to us?
Opcity, you get buyer leads that come through that they call up the system or something like that. They get patched through the system, and they you have to try and win the lead. It'll tell you how much they're looking to spend, whether they're a cash buyer, a mortgage buyer, so on and so forth.
Sure.
And you have to try and win the lead. If you win the lead, you get a call from the system. They'll tell you whether they're approved or if they need help getting approved, what area they're looking in. And then you have to keep updating them every couple of days. It asks for an update as to where they are. You can put in when you get a but this is Opcity's it's not free. You have to pay a referral at the end.
Okay, well, at least it's free up front for those agents who don't have any business.
Yeah, and as you grow more, as you get better with the leads, you get better scores. So you get better leads, and after a while, you end up unlocking like better areas.
Look at that. So you might start in Irvington, but you'll end up in Scotch Plains or Westfield if you guys do the right thing. All right, good. Now, Craigslist, some people might be like, oh my God, Craigslist, that's like Scam Central. I just had dinner with someone a week ago who told me that they just wholesaled the property on Craigslist in another state. So people still use Craigslist for property. So don't discount that yet. And Facebook Marketplace, that's probably one of the best places for you to do it, but you're limited to, I think, posting maybe 3 times a day. And it's not an overnight thing. You will get leads, but you have to be consistent with that. Now, these are all things for you to do when you have a zero budget. But the hottest things to do is just to reach out to your own sphere. I mean, these are just auxiliary things that you can do. Just reaching out to your own sphere is like the hottest thing you could ever think of. Flyers to your mailing route or the carrier route. The reason why we say the mailing route is because it's cheaper to send out to a local mailing route. Now, this is not, there's different types of marketing, guys. There's marketing that is for you to be omnipresent, and there's marketing that has an ROI, measurable ROI, that you can actually measure how come business you're getting from the amount of money you're spending. And flyers are one of those things. If you have a budget of, let's say, $1,000 a month for your flyers, and you know that you have to give any campaign 6 months to truly play out so you can measure an ROI, well, that means that in 6 months, you're able to spend $6,000. So how much business have you gotten? Are you under contract with, or have you closed with the $6,000 you invested? Now, that number should be at least, I would say, a 2x, right? You should have at least 12,000 if you're spending 6,000. I'm just giving you round numbers. But if your mail carrier route is not performing well, it's probably because you haven't been consistent with it. You can't just send them out once and expect someone to pick up the phone and call you. The best mail campaigns are the ones that go out monthly, or the ones that go out every time a home is sold in that neighborhood, because people then consistently start to see your name, your brand, and they start to recognize you in the community. Maybe they'll run into you at the supermarket. And when they think real estate and when they think selling, they'll think of you. You know, there's a guy that did this very well in Warren. I would get his monthly updates, and I'd keep them, or at least I'd keep them long enough where I can go through them, because he would always give me the recent sales in the neighborhood. So instead of me having to go, which we don't, go online to check what the recent sales were that month, at least I can see his flyer and know that he had data on there for me to know what the homes are selling for that month. And it made him look like, if I didn't know any better, it would make him look like he's the one who sold those 6 homes or 12 homes, however many homes sold there. So keep in mind, guys, that's a long game. All right, that's a long game. You play that for many months until you start to reap the rewards. But there's people like Michelle Pius, who started her whole career with just sending flyers. So it can happen, but you just have to do it long enough, guys. It's a winning. All of these are winning formulas, but you don't have to do them all. You just have to pick the one that you like and continue doing that. All right. So don't 1 week do one, another week do another, and then have no consistency, because that's not going to really get you anywhere either. Just make sure that you do some. If you're going to do 2 or 3 of these things, make sure you do 2 or 3 of these things consistently. Okay, don't be one of those people who are bored and see shiny object syndrome and just go different places. It's hard, guys. I know it's hard, but stick with it. That's what we spoke about in the beginning: waiting and being patient, sticking with it long enough for you to say, okay, I've given it long enough, and the 6 months have come and gone, and I literally have gotten no business from this. Okay, it's all right to move on that, but you're not giving it enough time. Maybe that's the reason why. Email and text messaging and blasts. Our CRM, KV Core, is phenomenal for allowing you to do this. If no one here knows how to do it, it's so easy. All you have to do is go in here into your contacts. Go into your thing and go to, let me see if I can move this. Go to quick actions, and you can send emails right from here. You could do a message blast. I think you can go into, I think your leads, I think that's where it is, all contacts. And then you can go mass email or mass text, or if you have a hashtag that you've given all your buyers, you can just eliminate the sellers and just go to buyers or active or close, behavior. Like, you can narrow down people who you want to message or text message, and you could literally message 20, 30 people in one shot. Think about that, guys. You can go to all of your sphere, all of your spheres, like your friends and family, and message them all at once. You can go to your new leads and message them differently. You can go to people who are under contract and message them differently. And I'll give you one piece of advice before I jump off of this topic. Less is more. When you're emailing and messaging someone, keep it organic, keep it natural, because especially with these systems, people can pick up on, people are not stupid. They pick up on what's canned and what's real. So if you're going to send out a message that's a mass message, make it sound as intimate as far as with that person. Try to make it sound as organic as possible. Don't make it over polished. Over polished means being too refined, being too perfect, and putting way too much information in it. So no one text messages, something that's super long, unless you're crazy and you send novels out. But most people will send a quick text, a quick email, just saying, "Hey John, hope everything is well. Just thinking about you. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks." That's perfect. But if you say, "Hello, Jonathan, this is Louis Leva with eXp Realty. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I just want to alert you there's been 34 homes and recently in this," before they're like, okay, first, it's going to take too much brain power to read this message or this email. So they're going to ignore it. And second of all, you're not being personal. And lastly, you're not asking a question. You have to ask a question if you want engagement, right? Isn't that super obvious? Right? It just makes sense, right? So if you're sending a message out, make sure you ask something. So for instance, in that quick message that I just sent, "Hey John, I hope you're doing well. If there's anything you need, just let me know. Thanks." Right? We can get a little bit more expert level and say, asking a question. "Hey John, hope all is well. Just thinking about you. Hey, just wanted to know, are you free this weekend?" Why? Why am I free this weekend? But it's a yes or no question. But don't make it a overcomplicated question, because overcomplicated questions that need too much thought process don't really get responded to either. It should either be a yes or a no. Okay. So let me see something. Hey,
So look, when you ask that question, "Are you free this weekend?" you just leave it at there to see if they respond to you, and if they do, pick it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some of them, I'm sorry.
So you're using that as a bait to conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I even make something. Listen to how crazy this is. Sometimes I just send a message out that says, "John?" ? What do you mean? Like, yes, because at least then they're gonna be like, what is it? What do you want? "Oh, hey man, I just want to make sure that this was your number. I'm not sure if I saved it correctly. I just wanted to know, whatever you want to know, whatever it is that you wanted to talk to them about, whatever."
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
So when you send it out to 30, number one, when you say John, you're limited to John. So tell me about the 30. You said you can send this out 30 texts at a time.
Well, yeah, because when you send out a mass text, all you have to do.
Also,
Yeah.
guys, they have all this training in the world with KB Core. So, you know, we have to invest in time too to learn this.
Yes. Guys.
And you can ask questions, it be live. The trainings are really, really good in KB Core. Cause I do the same message she's talking about, but I put like, hey, it's Tammy. I just stepped back into my office and I thought about you. I can't believe it's February already. How it's going so far? Maybe like Tammy, some of them know me, some of them don't. But the ones that know me tell me how it's going, then they ask about me. And then that's when I'm able to tell them, you know, I'm still doing real estate full time, educating home buyers and sellers on the home buying process and trying to, you know, bridge the wealth gap, whatever I say. And if you know anybody, don't keep me a secret. And they'd be like, oh, and you know, so I'm telling you guys, definitely utilize this system, spend some time to learn it. It's worth it. And it's not even as complicated as you may think. I did here all my life. Never touch the computer. If I can do it, you guys can do it.
I agree. Brent, to answer your question, the system knows that everyone's not named John. So if you use one of these little fancy parenthesis things, well, it tells you all the things you can add in there that are generic. So for instance, if I wanted to message everyone first name question mark, well, I would just tell the system, I would type in this little crazy quotation mark looking thing. I'm sorry, parenthesis. Yeah, parenthesis. And then I pick lead first name because I've saved their name. And then I put question mark and then you're done. And that's it. Now the system knows that it's going to send a message to everyone with first name question mark. And then people are going to respond back and be like, yes. I'm like, oh, just wanted to make sure I had your information correctly saved. This is Lewis. We spoke last week. I just wanted to know XYZ. That's it. So that's how you would do it. But like Tammy said, all this training is in KV Core and I'm sorry, in the XP world. And if you don't want to wait for one of those trainings, well, they have trainings right here. You guys can just jump into their training modules. You know, it takes time to learn these things, guys. But I'll tell you right now, it's time well invested and well spent. A day like today would be a great day for you guys to catch up on some training because it will leverage you. And you know, the name of the game once you get successful is not how many more homes can I sell in a day or how many more hours can I get in a day. The name of the game at that point is how can I leverage more so I can sell more homes in a day. So by using technology, automation, and these types of things that I have available that a lot of us really don't utilize. So for instance, all the contacts that I get, like all of my new leads that I get into my system, all of them automatically, without me having to lift a finger, they're all getting dripped on. They're getting text message, they're getting emails, they're getting behavior responses. So if someone's looking at a house 5 times, well, the system already knows, well, they looked at this house 5 times. Let me message them on your behalf and see if they want to see it. You know, those kinds of things, those kinds of things. And like this guy here, 10 more. I haven't even been messaging him. It's been other people. It's been a system. He says, hi, I want areas with decent schools. I have 3 kids. So I have to respond to him today. You know, that's something that's on my task for today, but I wouldn't have even known that he was interested in any of this if the system didn't first message him directly. All right, so we're getting at the top of the hour. I just want to spend the last few minutes. Does anyone have any questions or concerns or anything they want to mention that we've covered so far?
I have a question.
Okay, yeah.
As far as when we put posts on Facebook, I know that they talk about, I guess, compliance or how to post on Facebook. How do you guys normally do that when you create a post and put it out there?
How do you stay compliant with posting on social media is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, social media or just, you know, creating a flyer that's, I guess that you know, how it has to have certain things on there to make sure that, you know, you're marketing the right way.
Okay, let me show you something. So if we go back here, so let's just say this house right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this person was interested in this property, but I'm like, you know what? This is not the right house for him, but this is a great house. Oh my God, I need to get this out on social media right away. What I can do is I can go here and I can post to Facebook And
Nice.
Facebook will, and the system will make sure that it's already compliant. How is it compliant? Because it leads back to the company's website, and the company's website has all the compliance things that you need. Now, if you go in here and you say, hey guys, look at my new listing, right? Then you're not being compliant in your message because it's not your listing. You have to make sure that you don't make it seem like the listing you're posting is yours. If it's not yours, if it's yours, obviously you can say it's yours.
Right.
You know, do whatever you want. But at the same time, don't mess up something that's already good. If you're gonna go in here, just make sure you say something very generic. Guys, can you believe this home? This is literally my dream home. And then something like that, where you're not saying things that'll get you in trouble, you know, just.
Got
And you're
it.
allowed, yeah, and you're allowed to market other people's homes, guys. If they've signed if their real estate agency is part of the IDX feed, which means that their listings get fed to Realtor.com, to Zillow, to all these places, well, they can't complain if you also share it on your social media wall. Okay.
And it works the same way when you're doing a listing?
What do you mean?
So how do you, well, this is obviously you're like posting up buyers for buyers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So if you're looking for listings, and you know, what would you promote in that event? You would do something. You can say, oh, if you want to target buyers or sellers with this, you just edit your post and say, can you believe the price of the homes? Can you believe what these homes are selling for nowadays? If you're in the market to sell, please reach out to me. You know, something like that. You know, whatever it is that you want.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for sellers, there's targeted campaigns that you can create for sellers. You can go in here.
Yeah.
And you can create a landing page or a squeeze page.
Okay.
For sellers. So you can go in here and look for lead, you know, lead gen. I guess. Yeah, we'll just keep this one for now. And you want to put here our town. Let me see, hashtag submit button require lead gen seller.
Right.
Okay, so lead gen. All right, so now you can kind of make it your own. You can go in here and say, curious what your home is worth.
Nice.
And then put in here a couple of highlights of what, you know, what we should know about, you know, what homes are going for, or whatever, you know, things that people need to know. And then once this is created, and once you've embedded a video that you might want to embed in here, then you just copy the URL and then you post it. The URL will either be up here. So URL, let me see. Save. Okay. So now this is the functioning landing page. You copy this URL up here, and then you post it, or you can just go here and you can post it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. You can copy this and share it on on your email address. You can blast it out to your email, to your people who are possible sellers, whatever you want.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Anyone else? We're gonna be cutting it soon.
I just want to say regarding to advertising the properties, that depending on what state you're in, I know I'm in Georgia. So my broker does want me to at least send out a, you know, permission letter, or get some type of, just notify the listing agent that we will be advertising their properties. So just always check with your broker instead of blindly doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Laws are different in every state, guys. I always check with that first. Sophie said that Op City is now Realtor.com. So if you guys are interested in that, you probably have to start a relationship with Realtor.com. And that leads me back to one of the things we spoke about earlier. A lot of you, if I Googled your names, you may not come up as a real estate agent. You might come up as whatever you were doing prior. So make sure that you spend some time going through all of the free profiles, your LinkedIn's, your Zillows, your Realtor.coms, your Trulias, Homes.com, all of these websites, and put in your information. Spend today, make a bio, update all your information, get everything synchronized, and then put it out there, guys, because if a seller is going to Google you, what's going to come up? You as a real estate agent or you as a florist? or you as, I don't know, maybe your college pictures. I don't know, like what's gonna come up. So, for everyone that might be different, but make sure when somebody looks you up, that they find what you want them to find. All right. Those websites carry a lot of search engine power. So make sure you take advantage of that. All right. Anyone else?
Good stuff, Louis. Thank you.
No, thank you, Brent. Brent, while I have you, would you mind taking us out this week with a prayer?
Sure.
Thank you, my brother.
God, we all carry concerns and we all carry joys. Give us the ability this day to choose that which would be good, excellent, noble, praiseworthy, things of good report. And in spite of any grief that maybe some of us have gone through in the last 30 days with family members sick or dying, would you just help us, as Louis encouraged us earlier, to think about all the things that didn't happen that could have made our present situation worse? You're a good God, you're good all the time, and you've given us the Holy Spirit to dwell within us. And so I pray that this day we'd walk in his anointing and in the power that he makes available to us. And would you lead us to the right people? And would you help us to have wisdom to say the right thing at the right time, in the right way, with the right motive? That's a good fiduciary. And we'll thank you for it in Christ's name. Amen.
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 Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day, amazing week.
Man.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
you.